Welcome back. You're watching the continuous coverage of the Tamil Nadu political developments here on WION. Just to give you a recap of the news coming in from Chennai, even as we speak, a proxy CM, a proxy Chief Minister for Sasikala Natarajan is likely to be announced within 1 hour in Chennai. This is what we're hearing from Chennai now at the moment, that a proxy Chief Minister for Ms. Sasikala Natarajan is likely to be announced in less than 1 hour from now. And for more on this, we are now joined in the studios by our guest, Mr. Sharad Gupta, a senior journalist and editor with the Parliamentarian magazine, and WION senior editor and my senior colleague, Surya Gangadhar. Thank you all for joining us in this discussion, back in the discussion again. Talking about scenarios, Mr. Gupta, going forward, now that we are talking about a successor to Ms. Natarajan, or a proxy nominee, as it were, who do you think might fit the bill?
Yes, there are a number of candidates being bandied about. One of them is Thambidurai, one is another one, I don't remember. So, Thambidurai is the person who is Deputy Speaker Lok Sabha.
Right.
He is there for a long time. He is a very senior leader of AIADMK.
All right, Mr. Gupta, I'm sorry, I'll have to intervene there. We are now joined by a noted constitutional expert, Mr. Subhash C. Kashyap. Mr. Kashyap, thank you for speaking to WION. Your initial thoughts, comments on the situation obtaining after the Supreme Court verdict in the DA case?
I think the constitutional position is very clear. If another candidate surfaces and stakes claim before the governor, then the advice of composite floor test will remain valid and good.
Mr. Kashyap, there is a conflicting view. Some say that Governor Vidyasagar Rao should invite the AIADMK nominee, whoever he or she might be, to form the next government, whereas others say Governor Vidyasagar Rao should wait and watch for some more time before he decides one way or another. What's your take, Mr. Kashyap?
I think there is no further scope for waiting. The governor has now to act, and as I said, the advice of composite floor test between the two contenders, if there are two, will remain good, because the question of majority support should be decided only on the floor of the House. If there was only one candidate staking claim, then he could be appointed straight away. But if majority is disputed between two candidates, then the best way would be to ask the House to express its opinion in favor of one or the other.
All right, and as you have maintained here on WION even yesterday, that there are two possibilities for the governor. One, to conduct a secret ballot, or the second possibility is to have a vote, put two names to vote, one after another.
Yeah.
So, could you elaborate on the process to be adopted if
one after
in the
another,
event
or
of
there are other ways also?
Okay. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, it can be through electronic voting, it can be through ballot boxes, or it can be through slips with two names, and members can be asked to take one of the names and then counted.
And Mr. Kashyap, explain to our viewers, if you will, about the constitutionality or the legal position now, given that Mr. Pannirselvam is only an interim chief minister or a caretaker chief minister, and he is not the constitutional head as such, in a sense. So, would he need to be sworn in a second time, or how does it work?
No, if the governor appoints him as the chief minister, then he has to be sworn in. Whomsoever the governor appoints will have to be sworn in. Mr. Pannirselvam has already resigned and his resignation has been accepted. So, now if he is nominated as the chief minister, then he would have to take the oath. If someone else is nominated, then he will have to take the oath depending upon the vote of the House.
And Mr.
Whomever
Kashyap,
the House favors as
commanding
majority support.
And Mr. Kashyap, can a caretaker chief minister
whoever wins
himself
the
or
majority
herself,
support of the House.
Sorry?
Yes.
No, I was asking you, Mr.
Go
Kashyap,
ahead.
can a caretaker chief minister himself or herself seek a floor test?
No, it's not a question of the chief minister or caretaker chief minister seeking a floor test. The question is the governor asking the house to express its confidence in A or B. And also there is no provision for caretaker chief minister as such in the constitution. Chief minister is chief minister, but in the present case this chief minister has resigned and his resignation has been accepted, and he has been asked to hold on till alternative arrangements are made.
And Mr. Kashyap, in your personal estimation, what kind of a precedent might this judgment set for politics everywhere across the country?
I think a very healthy precedent, a very welcome precedent, something which should have been done much earlier. In case where majority is in dispute, the matter should be referred to the House and settled only on the floor of the House.
And Mr. Kashyap, this development comes in the wake of similar situations obtaining in Arunachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand not too long ago. So when you look back at the events in Tamil Nadu, in your estimation, did the Governor Vidyasagar Rao acquit himself well, or do you think there was scope for improvement?
I think the governor has been vindicated. He was right in waiting. It had all the legitimacy, and if the composite floor test principle was accepted in Uttarakhand and in Arunachal Pradesh, things would have been better and easier there also.
And when you said, Mr. Kashyap, that the governor needs to act and act now, how early can we expect him to decide one way or another?
Yeah.
Can he indefinitely wait, or do you think he has to decide quickly within a matter of hours or days?
Within days, a day or two.
And Mr. Kashyap, when you look back at the events
act quickly within a day or two.
All right. When you look back at the events of the past week or so, what do you think could be or will be some of the biggest takeaways for you, personally speaking?
Well, I can have some satisfaction that for all the 8 days I was talking of such a composite test on the floor of the House.
And Mr. Kashyap, we are given to understand that Ms. Natarajan has been given 4 weeks' time to surrender. So in that period of time, is that enough time, or would that be enough for her to maneuver, make changes, or position herself either by nominating someone as a proxy to muster support in her favor and to ensure that the opposition or the rival faction does not get the better of her?
Well, she would try to play politics according to her best lights, but the time available may not be much, because the governor may not give a long rope.
Thank you for speaking to WION.